I kind of characterize myself as a lemonade stand girl. When I was little, I sold lemonade, I sold candles, I sold gum. I wrote and sold books, which were ridiculous. My very first job, I was a bait girl. I sold bait outside the locks. I got up at 3:30 in the morning and, sold herring.
Every successful woman entrepreneur I know has, and this is unique to women, I believe, has always dreamed bigger than their britches, right? I think we've all heard, oh, you're too big for your britches. You hear it when you're little, and I have always been too big for my britches.
Well, I had bought a scrunchie, and at the time they were just invented, and believe it or not, it was a patented item that I didn't know at the time. And the one I bought fell apart, and I said, this is so stupid, anybody could do it. And my sister had a salon at the time, and she said, well, why don't you do it? I redesigned the scrunchie, and I brought it out in all kinds of colors and patterns that weren't available on the market. And I got a Nordstrom shirt box, which held about 50 of them. And I took them around to little boutiques in my neighborhood. And my first sale was $13.50. I called my husband. I'm like, I did it. And he said, how much? And I said, $13.50. And he just said, keep going.
Well, I went from a generous salary, a six-figure income, to zero.
It was really tough. It was the scariest thing I've ever done.
I was scared. I was so scared that I wasn't going to be able to be successful. I was scared that I wasn't going to be able to make money. I was the only person in my household working at that time.
So going through my mind was, I have a family, I have a 3-year-old and a husband, and the financial security that I'd be losing.
The first day, I remember coming home and telling my husband at the time, like crying, wow, I got, someone gave me a laptop and a software manual, and I had to figure out what to do.
But I feel so alive.
I had to jump, and I was very brave and took a big leap of faith and knew that I could do it.
And I've never regretted it.
Yeah, it's been very satisfying. It's been quite an adventure, and I kind of never knew that that's what was going to come out of it. And that's kind of the beauty of entrepreneurship, I think, is that you see these kernels that kind of pop up, and whether or not you can grab a hold of those kernels and recognize them for what they are and what they could be is kind of my little way of thinking about entrepreneurship.
I arrived in my cute blue heels and I was the only female. I didn't even realize I was the only female in the room. The mentor VC that invited me said that he thinks of me as a man in a business suit. It is tough as a woman because I don't want to dress in a business suit and look like a man. I want to be feminine.
The first thing I thought was, I'm their plan. I came from a creative background, filmmaking. I didn't go to business school, and I had a thought of what a CEO looked like, which was male.
At the point that I was ready to, or I found something I wanted to do, it took some convincing for myself to make sure that it was the right thing for me. And a lot of that was had to deal with my own barriers I was putting up in front of myself.
I think emotionally it was a struggle for many, many years with, not being with my kids all day long. And so I just think emotionally women handle that differently.
I was always usually the only female in my organization, always the top producer, and always had to explain why I did things differently. And when I became an entrepreneur and I was able to do things my own way, it was extremely rewarding for me, and I thrived.
I moved from Washington, D.C. to Seattle without a job.
I've lived in other areas, so, and I even thought about starting a business in those regions when I was living there, and it wasn't a very receptive climate for it.
Regardless of what industry you're in, there's a real openness to ideate and collaborate, which I didn't find in DC.
It's just this really rich kind of brain trust, and it's just a hub for innovators, and they're very supportive of entrepreneurs. Whether it's because I'm a woman or if I was a man, I frankly think it would be equal, and that's really the key, isn't it?
And here in Seattle, it doesn't matter. If you have a good idea, people will support you.
And I mean, it's not so much that we want to be treated specially because we were women, we just want to be included whether we're a man or a woman.
There's so many women here that have so much drive, and I believe that it helps everyone live a happier life.
For any woman who is considering being an entrepreneur, I would say go for it.
Trust their gut.
Ignore the naysayers.
You know, people tell you no a lot.
Don't say no to yourself.
Follow your passion.
There's not a lot of us out in the world who are crazy about hair accessories, but I am.
Buck the system.
I don't take no for an answer. I just ask a different question.
Talk to the right people.
Get advice from brilliant people and
Talk to other entrepreneurs. Talk to people in the field.
realize that you have an amazing brain, an amazing idea, and you're not going to stop until you're going to get it to happen.
And then find someone who's willing to say yes.
A lot of people try to squash your dreams, and I always dream very, very big. And I don't let anyone stop me from my big vision for myself.
I really, really believe in that never, never, never give up.
So I would say just be too big for your britches.
My name is Lori Erickson, and I'm the CEO and president of The Finest Accessories. About 99% of what we do are sell and or manufacture hair accessories.
I'm Jenny Hogan, and I run Jenny Hogan Media. It's a next generation media company where I experiment with interactive technology and content to really impact, inform, and inspire the modern viewer.
My name is Cindy Todd, and I am the founder and CEO of Snohomish Soap Company. We are a small artisan handmade soap manufacturer using a distributed manufacturing model with stay-at-home moms.
I'm Swathi Survey, founder and CEO of Lightsprite, and we build games to help people manage their chronic health conditions.
Hi, my name is Megan Geyser, and I work for Her Interactive. Our mission is to inspire girls through entertainment, and my role is Chief Creative Strategy Officer.
Hi, I'm Mona Das, and I run a mortgage company. Well, my mortgage company is called Team Das, and I'm in the process of starting a new organization, which is still yet to be named, but it's essentially about inspiring women to change business for good.